may have definitely noticed I didn't put up anything this weekend. But the card that I pulled before I started the reading was the retirement card. And the retirement card can mean a lot of things. And it was interesting that just prior to pulling this for myself, I am getting rid of a lot of books. I was a yoga teacher for a really long time, and I'm obviously doing other things. If I said I'm in school. So the retirement card is really, really interesting because, like I said, I literally have a stack of books that I'm getting rid of from a time in my life that is passing. And I feel kind of weird about that. I'm actually not sure how I feel about that. But the reality is it's happening. And we have to make room for new things in order, by getting rid of old things. For sure. And so the retirement card is a way of doing that. And it's a way of indicating that there are changes that are happening in our life on a daily basis, our daily routine, the things. And so it doesn't necessarily mean that you have a switch of jobs. It just may be the things that you do on a daily basis, the way you think is starting to change. And so we welcome that in. I kind of mentally did the numerology on the day. And that day, today breaks down to 6. Actually, it's 24, 4 plus 8, April 8th, 2019, breaks down to the number 24. Actually, it adds up to the number 24. And that's to stay optimistic no matter what's going on around us, right? The angels know, rely on your angels, speak to your angels, no matter what. Just keep manifesting and keep positive thinking as you're moving forward into what may be a saying goodbye. Maybe you feel like you're definitely saying goodbye to things. And even though that's for your own good, it's not, there's reasons why that feels difficult. But the angels are surrounding, and to lean on your intuition, lean on your internal guidance, and don't be afraid. 2 and 4, the 24 of the date breaks down to 6, which is a temporary opportunity, and it is a winds of change kind of thing. Like you've gone through perhaps some transformative work, and now we're moving forward into a new realm. So let's hold on to that card today, and I'll pull from the Shadowscapes Tarot deck to give us what the reading is on today. So I clear my own energy and continue to clear that out. And I actually haven't pulled the cards in a couple of days because I have been that busy. I had a policy paper I had to write, a summary on that, 2 other huge projects, and just the regular work in between. So it was just a big weekend, which is good stuff to do. But there we are, again. So and it just in the kind of work that I was doing this weekend, I noticed that I had to utilize my time differently. I could not spend time I honestly couldn't spend time in meditation, which I don't normally do. So at any rate, here are the cards that we'll work with today. Again, they're from the Shadowscapes Tarot, and the card I pulled was from the Butterfly Oracle cards deck. That's from Doreen Virtue. And I just randomly selected that. I have quite a few decks, but I randomly selected that one today. So that retirement card is kind of maybe an overall theme for the cards that we will pull today. And again, that transition number of 5, the winds of change number of 6, which is a temporary opportunity. So look up, stay optimistic, and let's see what the Shadowscapes cards have to offer us today. So I'm pulling the cards. We'll see what's going on. Hi, Vesper. We have a cat going on. That's what's going on. What are the energies that we have to work with today that will show us the best way to work with the changes that are coming into our lives, changes of the way that we're thinking, to help us guide us in the most positive and most high vibration directions for our good and therefore the good of others. And mostly our good, because once you get yourself good and you're going with the flow and you're working with divine impulses, the other things fall into place. And you're not feeling like you are leaving things behind, so to speak. You're making the changes with grace. We're making the changes with God. And we'll take all of those cards. How about that? We'll just take those and see what they give us, because they're definitely wanting to come out. And the bottom of the deck is Justice. So I like to do these videos mainly to not so much do the reading online, but to have a documentation that the reading has been done. And that I didn't just pull the cards, I didn't stage them. So that's what the main purpose of this is. So we have the Three of Swords that came out, not surprising. The Three of Wands came out, that's another three. The Wheel of Fortune, so this is definitely in keeping with the theme. And then the Seven of Pentacles is another one that came out today. So, and then the bottom of the deck is Justice and the King of Pentacles. So again, the theme of today's reading is retirement. And then we have the Three of Swords. We have two threes that came out, the Three of Swords, the Three of Wands. Threes, no matter whether they are a card that would indicate heartbreak. Three is a number of ascended masters. So again, the numerology on the day breaks down to a 6. So we have two threes that came out. That's the 6 right there. We have the Wheel of Fortune, which is a 10. It's 16 plus 7 is again a 23, which brings us to 10, which is a number of completion. So that's interesting because, you know, we did get the retirement card to begin with. And the retirement card would, like I said, indicate, you know, is giving us a thing that we are retiring something. Something is changing. And so we have a card, the numerology of our cards actually comes up to a 10. We have the 6s plus 10, Wheel of Fortune in and of itself is a 10, and then the 7. So the 6 plus the 10 gives us 16, plus the 7 is 23. And 2 and 3 is 5. So there's again, so we have a progression here. We've got a progression of the number 5, which is the number of transformation. We have a 6, a progression to that, which is, you know, that step on from the transformation. Like, what do you do with that transformative energy? Do you, you know, bring it forward and, you know, look at things as different and so work with that different energy? So those are just some of the numbers that are just some of the thoughts I'm having already on the numbers. The Three of Swords and the Three of Wands, the number 3 in and of itself are the numbers of ascended masters and of new beginnings. Of the beginning of 10 is a number of completion, but the 3 is, you know, a number of the ascended masters being behind us and serving us. And it is a number of new beginnings in and of itself. It's the Holy Trinity. And I can't help but notice these crosses that are with this woman on this card. And this is the Three of Wands. So we're moving from the Three of Swords, which is a place of heartbreak, which can be a feeling that we have when we're coming up on something like retirement. Our heart may be feeling like it's breaking. But we're turning that into the Three of Wands, which is a really different kind of energy from a Three of Swords. So we have two kinds of threes, where the Three of Swords is definitely, you know, maybe our thoughts and ideas that are actually breaking our hearts, that are kind of holding on to past energy. It's really hard to hold on to past energy and move forward, as this woman's trying to do. You see that? She's looking forward. She's not looking back. She's built some cairns behind her, however, and they've marked her way. So we honor the things that have brought us to this juncture, this place of positivity. And I'm really excited that there's a cat with her. I'm really excited that there's a cat with her. You know, she's looking forward to new horizons. So although there are things that have perhaps broken our hearts and been part of like getting us to this place, broken hearts mend. And in those places of where our hearts break, that's where we can become the strongest. But we can't do that. We can kind of get emotional with that, right? So we look back at the things that have brought us where we are, but we can't take them with us, right? She's not taking anything with her but her cat. So we see that, right? And when we do that, when we honor the things that have brought us to the place where we are, she's built cairns. She's actually honored her journey. She's made markers. When we do that, we move forward and we turn the wheel of fortune. And the wheel of fortune turns in our favor. And that's one of the most beautiful things about this reading is the wheel of fortune turns in our favor here. And when it does, it gives us the 7 of Pentacles, which is a decision point. 7s are numbers of decisions, like how are we going to plant our seeds? She's clearly had at a decision point here, right? She's on the precipice. I love that. And I really love that she has a cat with her. Obviously, I've got a cat running around here. But this woman is also naked. She's not wearing anything. She has left behind whatever it is that she needs to leave behind in order to plant the seed she needs to plant and create a situation of abundance. She's got a lot of fruits. She's checking out the fruit. Like this one is obviously pretty ripe. There may be things in our life that are already ripe that we do need to pick and we do need to put in that basket. And I think that's what we really need to look toward today. I think that's the message today. That in order to make the most of the energy of today, we need to honor the things that have brought us to the places where we are, no matter whether our hearts have been broken. Learn from those experiences, take that experience, take that learning, take that knowledge, and turn the wheel of fortune in our favor, to apply it in the best way possible, because the wheel of fortune is changing. This retirement card shows us that. That's the overall tone. We don't do this, and we don't do this blindly. Justice comes in to create balance. Justice comes in to create balance. This is the bottom of the deck. Justice may appear blind, but she actually glows the sword of truth. So see what's true. See what's true. Feel into your heart to see what is true. And here again are those transformative butterflies. You know, these butterflies have changed. You know, I picked this card randomly. I picked this deck, but we've got this. We have these butterflies of change that are coming in to create and strike the balance that we do need in our lives in order to move forward into abundance, into the King of Pentacles. We can take our time, right? There's no need to rush. Oh my God, I'm looking at the bottom of this deck. There's like a crap ton of Pentacles. We've got the Knight of Pentacles, and then you've got the Ace of Pentacles. Like, you can't get much better than that. The Wheel of Fortune is definitely changing. So instead of staying stuck here, think about the opportunity. Think about the opportunities. Here's another card of balance. Here's another card of contemplation, the Page of Cups. So we have a lot of opportunity here. It's just about how you want to use the energy. Do you want to stay stuck, or do you want to look forward and create some plans here? Because that's what she's doing. And she's not just waiting for her ship to come in. She's actively turning the Wheel of Fortune to create her best life. You know, so work on what's working today. Look at what's working and what really gives you pleasure. What really puts you into that high vibrational place of being able to take a number 6 forward and move it to these wonderful aces. The aces, all these pentacles. This is material world stuff. Justice is here to strike that balance, to help us see clearly what is keeping us down and what is bringing us high. So I think we'll leave it at that. And I'll do a small write-up and post them on Instagram as well. But like I said, I just like to do these videos in order to make sure that there's some kind of documentation of that I did pull the cards for realsies. And there they are. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And thank you for joining me.